So the thing about boxing that most people don't think about is how much you learn about yourself by doing it. You're always going to hear me say that word self-discovery and how much it is similar to life. They think it's just two guys going in there and hitting each other. It's not. It's a lot of training, a lot of things you learn through training, a lot of things you learn about yourself and your body, how to take care of your body and what the limits of your body and discovering your limit and going past those limits. So my family has a long history with boxing. Particularly, it started with my father and then went to my uncle. My uncle, Marvin Johnson, was a three-time light heavyweight champion of the world. My dad started out, and he started, even before my uncle started training, my dad started training Army for Bragg for 25 years, taught him everything he knew. And that's when my uncle was winning title after title. A lot of people say they hate training, but I like training because it was part of the journey. It was the bigger part of the journey than the fight. The fight in competition is kind of icing on the cake, but really the journey and the self-discovery came from training. It also helped develop the mentality. You know, I got to feel the pain of training, you know what I mean, the hardship. But it's also a lot of magic to it. You're breaking the body down and building it back up, you know what I mean? In the building back up process, it feels good, like you feel strong. So I like training. Training, it was tough at times, but necessary. All I wanted to start out was a basic 1-2. So try to focus when you throw that 2, turn on that back foot, put weight, and turn on that back foot. Boom, boom, that's all I'm looking for. Bam, bam. Elbows down, bringing your hands back where they need to be. 1-2, fast, every time, okay? And make sure you turn your glove over, palming your hand. My dad used to teach at a school called Indy Metropolitan High School. And so during my competition time and after my competition time, sometimes I would go there and help him coach the kids there. And I found a big passion in that. I saw them change like I changed. And that really influenced me a lot. I was like, man, I have an opportunity here to help other people do something I love and not just myself. You guys gotta be careful because some of you guys are cheating the jab so you can land the straight right hand hard. Both punches are nice and snappy and hard. Snap the jab, straight right hand just as hard and hard. So the factors that led into me pursuing coaching a little bit over competition boxing was, well, first of all, money. You know what I mean? Being an amateur boxer doesn't pay anything, obviously, and being a professional boxer, it's a while before you get to the bag. So, you know, I thought I was gonna be a personal trainer, like in general, like as far as, you know, learning like different strength and conditioning exercises, and I would incorporate probably boxing into it. But, you know, once I figured out that I could just do boxing and I could take off with it and make good money, that's what I gravitated towards, and I felt like I was helping people, you know what I mean? And I've never been in a position where I felt like I was making an influence on everybody like that I introduced this sport to, and boxing did that for me, so I felt like it was almost like a calling, you know?
Somebody told you, I don't know who it was in your corner, to turn it up and turn it on in that 5th round. Was that Hank? Hank, was it your feeling that he was ready to be taken out in that round, Tommy Morrison?
We felt that he was ready because we saw that he was getting tired. He done exactly right. We knew that he tends to get tired after the 3rd round, and we're just going to box him, don't get hurt, utilize the jab.
So the aspects of coaching I took from my dad, it's like he expected you, he would never lower the standard just because he was seeing you were having a hard time. Like putting the bar here, he said it doesn't matter how high you put the bar, they're going to reach it if they have the determination. Go do your target. Max, always give way to you, not the other way around. Go do your target. Express yourself. 1. Oh yeah, it's on. 2, 3. He knows that the greatest learning comes from within. So he lets you figure things out on your own. Sometimes he'd be like, watch what he's doing or look at what he's doing. And he wouldn't tell me, but I had to find it. And then once I found it, I'm like, okay, I see. You see what I mean? I see it better than him telling me and being like a robot and just reacting right away. Pay attention every time you throw that hand, it's coming right over top of you. Get busy, everyone. Get busy. Stay busy. There you go. And again. Those are the kind of things I take from him. But yeah, that's a long list. A lot of people believe that if you teach somebody how to fight, especially somebody that's already violent, that it's just giving a gun to a criminal, you know what I mean? And that's not the case. It teaches a lot of discipline and self-control, and it also gives you an outlet. All that built up, pent up frustration, it gives you an outlet to let it go on, either in sparring or training, and to let it go in a right way, in a constructive way, where you're supposed to let it go. And makes you feel accomplished also, because you have proven things to yourself.
Hard work, fight! Hard work, fight! Body, body,
I would say the most difficult thing to deal with as a coach is something I dealt with recently, is when one of my fighters lose and they did everything they could, and especially if it was a wrong decision, which was what happened recently. They lost and it was the wrong decision. So having to sit with them and, see them cry and be upset because, they didn't get what they worked so hard for, that's one of the hardest things, I think, for me at least as a coach, is to share in their pain. Because the whole time they're in that ring, mentally I'm there fighting with them, because I have been and I've seen them go through all the things that I subjected them through in training, and they did even extra things that I've seen them have to deal with. So, just seeing them not get the result that they want, that's painful to me too, because I'm a witness firsthand to the stress they had to go through. I'm sure all you guys know by now, you cannot date boxing. You know what I mean? You can't date boxing. You see a girl, every now and then you might hang out with a girl you're not so serious about, you know what I mean? Every now and then you might kick it with her. You can't do that with boxing, because boxing will definitely hold you accountable and you'll get punished, you know what I mean? You have to commit to it. I feel like the only person that can see all the beauty and appreciation in your artwork is yourself. So you have to have that self-discovery. There's that word again, self-discovery. You have to see all the beauty in yourself. And I think that's what I want to accomplish with kids, or whoever comes to the training camp. But I want them to discover themselves and discover the beauty in themselves and take positive things from boxing. So that's really what I'm after, more than building up boxers. I want to build up life boxers, you know what I mean? Boxers that are boxing life, because life is the ultimate fight. That's the ultimate fight, more than anything that happens in a ring.